My question to you is, what is your line of action if SSC verdict comes in PTI's favor and the government says we don't follow it, or whatever they come up with, because they are clearly trying to avoid it? What do you do? You must have thought something in your mind.
Look, when I dissolved my two assemblies, we got the top lawyers, we looked at the constitution. Every lawyer in Pakistan has said that the moment you dissolve your assemblies, no government elections have to be held within 90 days. I mean, this is unambiguous. There is just no doubt about this thing. So the moment you get out of 90 days, you are in violation of the constitution. And it is one of those violations where once you get out of 90 days, who decides when? So if the government says in October, well, why not in December? Why not next year? So the moment General Zia got out of the 90 days when he came into power and he said, I will hold elections in 90 days, the moment he got away, he lasted for 11 years.
So
if the government does not accept the Supreme Court verdict, means it is now violating the constitution, then the Supreme Court could slap contempt on the government. And let me assure everyone that the entire people of Pakistan will be standing with the Supreme Court.
And what does PTI plan on doing? Are you planning on going back on roads? What's the line of action?
No, I think it just won't be PTI. You will have the lawyers community, all the legal community will be standing on one side, because there is just no way you can. The constitution leaves no doubt that the elections have to be held in 90 days. So therefore, it will be very difficult to defend anyone who then thinks that the elections can be delayed, just because the government is petrified of losing the elections, because all opinion polls show that they're going to be decimated. Therefore, they just are running scared of the election, and they're willing to even violate the constitution.
I'm specifically asking about the civil-military imbalance that has, caused so much grief in the last 1 year, as you clearly mentioned in the first answer. Specifically, keeping to civil-military imbalance, how do you look at that?
Look, the civil-military imbalance cannot work if you want to improve Pakistan. I mean, the current civil and military imbalance has to change if you want to Pakistan to get out of this mess. And by that, I mean rule of law. You cannot have a system where the Prime Minister has the responsibility, but he does not have the authority to implement his policies, because that authority is shared with the military. There's no doubt that there's a role of, you cannot wish away the role of military in Pakistan because it's entrenched for 70 years. But you need that balance. If you do not have that balance, you cannot have that governance system. That governance system is needed now for Pakistan's survival. You can only attract investment in Pakistan if you have rule of law in the country. Out of the 140 countries in the world, Pakistan's rule of law index is 129. So if you don't have rule of law, you can't attract investment. Without investment, Pakistan is stuck in this debt trap. We are stuck. We're just taking loans to pay back loans.
It's almost like a domino effect, like everything is collapsing.
So point is, the way we stand today, unless we completely reform our governance system and base it on rule of law, I don't think, you can come up with the best economist, but in this environment, no economic policy is going to work.